Hey guys, I'm Viknesh and welcome back to my YouTube channel Cloud and AI Analytics. Hope everyone is doing good. So in this video, we are going to take a quick lab or a quick tour on Azure Cloud Shell as well as Azure Portal. So in this video, we are going to see how to navigate to a particular service in Azure Portal as well as how to get familiarize ourselves with Azure CLI, like that is Azure Cloud Shell. So this is the objective for this video. I hope it is clear, and without any further delay, let's get started. So I'm going to into my Azure portal. So this is my Azure portal. So here you can see. So you can see all the user details, account related details from here. You can see all those details, and this is where if you wanted to activate Cloud Shell, you can activate the Cloud Shell from here, and the directories from subscriptions, all those things you can go here and you can check those things, and this is where you will get notified when a particular service is getting created or it is getting provisioned, or if you are deleting something, what is the notification, like what is the result of it, whether it got successfully deleted or created, everything you will get notified here. And this is what the settings is, like all this directories plus subscriptions, all those things here you can say, appearance plus startup. So if you wanted to keep it in dark, you can keep it here, and if you want to keep it as a docked image also, you can keep it. For that, I'll keep it in flyout itself, and eye contrast theme. So if you want white, black, all those things, you can you'll be able to see it here, and you will be able to apply it here as well. So I have made those changes, and this is my, like you can see now it got updated. So from this navigation menu, you can go into this particular all services, and you can get look of all the services which is offered by Azure, like Microsoft Azure Cloud. Like if there is some favorites, you can add that as favorites, and recents, the one which I used recently, those things, and general. And first we will see what are the compute services offered by Azure portal: networking, storage, web, mobile, container. So I am from data engineering and data science background, so I'll be walking you through like compute, storage, and containers, database, analytics, AI, and machine learning. So this is what we will be doing in much, and few DevOps things, and Internet of Things as well. And basically the general services, like if you wanted to migrate some service from data migration or application migration from on-premise to cloud platform, you will be using this migration and monitor. So how our services working in the real time, is there any decip utilization, it is less than the threshold value whatever we are saying. So those things we can see it here. And here under compute, we will be using virtual machines. So visual machines, scale sets, function app, that is like Azure function in Google Cloud Platform, container instances like Cloud Run, Kubernetes services. So what we call in Google Cloud Platform, it is like Google Kubernetes engine, and these are the services which is we will be using for compute purpose. Like virtual machine is nothing but it is relevant, or it is what we call in Google Cloud Platform, it is like compute engine, and same thing virtual machine like VM instances. So the next thing is storage. So the popular like storage accounts, what we call in Google Cloud Platform, it is like cloud storage. And like the popular thing is here you can find SQL databases like here, no, not here. We can find that in databases like storage account. Like inside storage account, we will be using Azure Data Lake Gen 2, Generation 2. So those things. And web applications, mobile application, container, basically Kubernetes service, and databases. So here Cosmos DB is a popular NoSQL databases in Microsoft Azure, and SQL databases like Azure SQL, MySQL, those things you can see it here. SQL Elastic Pools, those things are very popular. And Azure Synapse Analytics, it is a popular service in Azure, like it is relevant to Google BigQuery. So it is a data warehouse solution in Microsoft Azure. And here where we will be seeing analytics. So here you can see analytics like Cloud PubSub, like which is relevant to big data services, right? Like the same thing we can see it here. So data factories, here you can see SD Insight clusters. So SD Insight cluster is something relevant, or it is equivalent to data proc, cloud data proc. So AI machine learning, here we will have Azure machine learning. So Azure machine learning, it is relevant to Vertex AI in Google Cloud Platform. So this is what the storage is. This is what the portal looks like. Azure portal will be something like this. If you wanted to change all those things, you can go here and you can change it from here as well. This is not looking good, but still I'll be going to the old one itself. So just click on this. So this is how the portal, like budgets, if you wanted to see what is the budget, like how many we consumed according to the project, according to the subscription here, like project concept it is in Google Cloud Platform. The same way in Azure portal we call it as subscriptions, resource group, all those things. So this is if you wanted to create resource groups, you can go and create it. So this is how the portal is something very easy. Like now we will go into Cloud Shell. So to activate the Cloud Shell, just click on this Cloud Shell button. So once after clicking on this, you can make this big, and this is the very first time we am opening my Azure Cloud Shell. So here in Azure we can have it in two types. One is using Azure Bash. So the people who are from Linux background, they can be very familiar with Azure Bash. Like they can use Azure Bash very simply. And PowerShell is someone who's from Windows terminal, like using Windows machines, Windows terminal. Like, so people from that background, they can use PowerShell. So provides this. Azure provides this comfortable, whereas in GCP we don't have this. Like we have only GCLI commands, like what we call it in Azure, like Azure Bash. The same thing we call it in GCLI commands. We don't have PowerShell, those concepts in Google Cloud Platform. So the first thing is I'm going to operate the Bash. So just click on this Bash, and this is my subscription, and here you can create a storage also. Just click on this create storage, and here you can see that the terminal is getting connected on the backend. Like in the backend, the storage account will be created, and you can migrate, or you can switch from Bash to PowerShell, and from PowerShell to Bash at any time. Whatever at any time you want, you can switch from one place to shell. Here you can see the difference. Like this is my PowerShell, Cloud PowerShell. The command structure is also different. So to discuss that, we can go here. So Azure CLI, it is something very similar to Bash scripting. So if you primarily work with Linux systems, you will be comfortable with using Azure CLI, and Azure PowerShell is a PowerShell module. So it works primarily with Windows system. People who are working in Windows systems like Command Tool, PowerShell, those things. No, like people who are working in Windows system, they can use this Azure PowerShell basically. And this is how the command difference between Bash and PowerShell. Here you can see to check the version, we have to give az --- version. So I'll first do it in my PowerShell. So I just executed it. So here you can see what is the version, what is the name, and where is the repository present, and what is the description also. Now the same thing I'll do it in Bash. So I'm switching from PowerShell to Bash. So this is my it's very simple, like az -version. So here you can see Azure CLI, core, telemetry. So all those things, what is the latest version of this CLI, all those things you can see it here as well. So if you wanted to format this output, right, you can use something called output table. You can use this. So this is same only. I'll try using this table. Yeah, even when I use table also, this is something like I'll explain you what is this output table in the next 1 or 2 minutes. So here you can see what is a Python location, what is the extension directory, all those things you can see it here. This is how Azure CLI and Azure PowerShell. So that's it. And now we will create one virtual machine using a Bash script. So before that, we will go through this. I'll just clear this. I'll just clear my shell. And if you wanted to restart, you can click on this restart cloud shell. And if you have any documentation help, if you want any help, you can go through this cloud shell overview or Azure CLI reference, which will direct you to documentation. You can refer to this documentation, which comes very handy when we are working for the first time, or even when you are working for 100 time also. There is no harm in referring to the documentation. And here is what testing text size, like if it is small, if you wanted small, medium or large, you can give it here. So, and the next thing is font, so monospace and Courier new, so we can change those things also. And if you wanted to modify the user settings, you can just click on this reset user settings. And if you wanted to upload or download file from this, you can do it. So I'll just show you how to upload it. So just forestfire.csv, I'm uploading to my cloud shell. Yeah, it is uploaded. So if I do this ls, you can see forestfires.csv. These are the folders which I have been already created. And if you wanted to download, you can just click on this download. And what is the file? forestfires.csv, and you can just hit on download. It will download it for you. The next thing is, if you wanted to create one folder, you can create that folder also. I'll show you how to do that. So inside this, you can just create mkdir demo folder, and you can see there is a folder created, demo folder, and you can go into this cd demo folder, and you can list or you can upload, you can do whatever you want inside this folder. It is very simple. The next thing is, this is where we will use, I'll close it here. So I'll open here, this is big thing. So if you wanted to use API libraries like Python, Java, Go, all those things, right? Like this is where we will be using. And inside this, we have created one demo folder, and inside this demo folder, we have uploaded one script file also. Like if you see, right, ls, we didn't upload. Okay, I'll upload now. I have uploaded it, but it is out of here. You can see this data loader.py, it is here. So this editor, you just click on this braces, like it will open the editor. So where we will write our script files, like in Python, Java, all those things we can write. So this is very familiar or similar to GCP's cloud editor. And if you wanted to do web preview, you can configure those port number, all those things, and you will be able to do it. So I'll close this as well, and this is how it is, and this is what the cloud shell is. So now I'll use cloud shell to do it. Like I'll use cloud shell. So you can use az login to log into that portal, and az vm list. So we are just listing what are the virtual machines present. You can refer to this document, like what is the version to find. And if you wanted to get help, you can use this az -help and get -help in PowerShell. So these are the common differences between Azure CLI and Azure PowerShell. So I'm just using az vm list to get the list of VM instances in this particular subscription. So I'm just using az vm list, and because there is no VM instances currently running, to cross check, you can go into this, or you can search here also, virtual machines, or you can go from here also, virtual machines. Here you can find there is no virtual machines running. So the first thing is, you can go through this documentation, like you can go through this link, and I have given the documentation link also here at the bottom. So you can go through this in order to learn more. I will also try to create more contents on those part. So first thing is, if you wanted to create storage, if you wanted to create VM instances, resource group, you can use this command. We are not going into that step and all, because it is already created for me. So I'll create this az VM. So to get my resource group, I'll go into this az group list. So just paste it here, az group list, and this is where you will see the list of groups like resource groups. Resource groups will be there. So I'll be taking this particular resource group, dbc resource group. I'll copy it here, resource group name. So this is what my resource group name is. Where is this? Which one I should use? Okay. So I'll copy this and I'll create VM instances. So I'll clear it, I'll paste it. So AZ VM create, the name is demo lab, the resource is like the DBC resource, the images, it is an Linux based machine, admin username is Azure user, and we are generating an SSH key. So I have it enter, like it will be creating. So here you can see the SSH file which is generated, it is present inside this particular folder here, and yeah, it is creating now with the public IP address, all those things. It is creating on its own. So let it create. We will go through the other commands. So I have used this command to create the VM instances. So you can use like this same command only, the same thing only I have given here. And if you wanted to create an from Azure PowerShell, you can use this command. How to create an Azure virtual machine from PowerShell, you can use this particular command, line number 31. I have used 29 line number to create VM instances through Azure CLI and Azure storage account, and those things you can see. And you can go through this like AZ group list, AZ storage account list, AZ VM list, all those things you can get. And finally, once after this, we will move from bash to shell script, and from shell script we will try to remove that resource group. We will try to remove that VM virtual machine instance which you are creating now. So from once this is done, we will change from Azure Bash to Azure PowerShell. So this has been created. To cross check, you can come here and you can just refresh this page. Here you can see demo lab has been created. So now when I use AZ VM list, we will find all those details of this particular. Still we are getting why we are still getting I'm not sure. I'll do this VM list, Azure virtual machine list. This is correct, but okay, if you don't know something command, like you can use Azure VM -, list. Sorry, not list, it's help. So you can use this help command, and here you can see what is the list. List is AZ. List is correct, but still why we are not able to AZ VM list. AZ VM list. It is still giving the same error. Okay, we will move from bash to PowerShell. So from PowerShell we will try to. So if you wanted to get the resource group, if you wanted to get the storage account, if you wanted to get the AZ VM resource like virtual machine instance, we will see from here AZ get AZ VM. And you can delete this as well, remove. We will try to remove it, we will try to delete it. And if when I click on yes, yeah, I have clicked on yes. So I'm not sure why we are not able to see that VM when we use this get AZ VM. Why, I'm not sure why we didn't get it. So it will take some time to delete, and that's it. Like you can go through this documentation links, you can go through this documentation link as well in order to know more about those things, and it will delete after few minutes. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned about Azure Portal and Azure Cloud Shell. What is the difference between Azure CLI and Azure PowerShell? So if you have any questions or any questions or any doubts, please post them in the comment section. I'll reply to it as soon as possible. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to Cloud and AI Analytics. And don't forget to click on the bell icon. I'll see you in the next video with more interesting content from cloud platforms. Until then, it's bye from Vignesh. Happy learning. Thank you.